Hello there. The EU chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier has told EU member states to be cold-blooded with the UK over Brexit. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost, and I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily. It's reported that Michel Barnier has rejected the UK's Brexit plans and called for the EU27 to be cold-blooded as the last few weeks of negotiations unfold. Now, I could make a cheap reference to lizards and snakes here, but I won't. Now, we do technically have 128 days to go until the end of the Brexit Implementation Period on the 31st of December. But Michel Barnier has demanded that the deal be settled by the 31st of October, Hallowe'en, to ensure there is enough time to get it through the EU Council and the EU Parliament. And October the 31st is only 67 days away. And that will start concentrating the minds of negotiators. Tory MP and former Brexit Secretary David Davis reiterated his long-held view that the last 3 weeks of this negotiation will be more important than the previous 3 years of talks, and he may well be right. But it will be he who blinks last that carries the day, if a deal is to be done, that is. The Sun is reporting that Barnier told diplomats that the UK plans only address what he called our offensive interests, but did not deal with any of the EU's core concerns. It covers trading goods and services, but doesn't contain any proposals on the so-called level playing field or how to settle disputes between Britain and the EU after we leave, the Sun report said. It also seems that Brussels thinks we'll be selling out our fishing community again when it reported that they said the UK's clear strategy will be to trade off fishing access for freedom from EU rules at the last minute. And another is quoted as saying, "Coastal states won't be allowed by others to undercut the integrity of the single market for some fish. That's too high a price." Boris knows that if the Tories do follow in Ted Heath's footsteps on that one, then they are political toast. So you have to wonder what makes the EU think such a thing. Another interesting comment was from an EU source that told The Sun the UK seems to be negotiating on game theory rather than substance. And that to me seems to be a sideswipe of a reference to Dominic Cummings, Boris's top advisor, who has a penchant for game theory. So they're obviously trying to needle us. And now the EU is saying that people don't realise how despondent the EU has become and that there are worries that we're heading for a massive blame game battle. And a source went on to tell The Sun that the idea that if we do end up with no deal, it'll be because the EU underestimated the UK's determination is misplaced. If it happens, it'll be because there was no overlap of interests allowing a landing zone. Well, what did they expect? That the UK would just roll over and accept the status of a vassal state? Well, after all their discussions with the likes of Theresa May, Ollie Robbins and all those Remainer MPs and Lords that trekked over to Brussels for Brexit-breaking chats, I expect they did think that. So now Brussels is preparing for a big Brexit bust-up, with both sides getting ready to blame the other for the lack of progress. I see that as lining up for a chance for the UK to disown the withdrawal agreement treaty in total, with non-payment of the so-called Brexit divorce bill and a total no-deal Brexit with no strings attached. Marvellous! And that will have the pro-EU lobby in the UK in a meltdown. So out will come the demands for all sorts of outlandish things like a Brexit Implementation Period extension. Sign anything that the EU puts under our nose. Quickly submit an Article 49 request to rejoin the EU and accept the Euro Schengen EU army, warts and all. And the perennial favourite, to have a referendum on whatever the deal is, especially a no deal. And they are all, of course, pure nonsense. Extending the implementation period, for example, would need significant changes to the Withdrawal Agreement Treaty to take us beyond the 1st of January 2021 and into the next EU budget cycle. It might even need a whole new treaty. So we'd need to renegotiate our contributions to the EU coffers and, much more importantly, put ourselves on the hook for their coronavirus rescue package. That means even more expense for us. And there's no way we'd get more back than we put in, is there? And that's just for starters. It would also need a change to UK domestic statute laws, a total non-starter for Boris. Then there's the just sign anything option. Remainer, or more accurately the rejoiners, would love that one, as it would represent a total surrender to their beloved EU. It would be a terrible deal, and we all know that no deal is better than a bad deal. And the rejoiners probably have wet dreams about Boris being forced to submit an Article 49 request to rejoin the EU. Fat chance is what I say. Then there are the demands for a referendum on the final deal or absence of an agreement, with the Express asking the question in a poll just yesterday saying, moreover, if the UK does agree a deal in time, do you think British voters should have a say on its contents in a final Brexit referendum? But give it just a moment's thought and you realise that it is an impossible task, with only about a week over 5 months left until the 31st of December, as it would take 8 to 12 months to organise a referendum. And even if it were organised in time, holding a referendum during a pandemic might not be the best of ideas. How could people campaign? How could people hold meetings, etc.? No, it's just pie in the sky stuff. And what would the question be anyway? Do we accept this no deal or leave with no deal? And you can't have Remain on the ballot paper because we've already left. And now we have the will Boris Johnson be here in 6 months' time question. It's being claimed that the father-in-law of Dominic Cummings, Baronet Sir Humphrey Wakefield, has apparently said that due to lingering health problems after his encounter with COVID-19, Boris Johnson will resign in 6 months' time. According to a tweet by Hattie Crisell, podcaster and Times freelance writer, incredible scoop from Grazia's Anna Silverman, who routinely sniffs out exclusives. She got chatting to Dominic Cummings' father-in-law, who claimed that Boris is still struggling with having had COVID and plans to stand down in 6 months. And it appeared in a Times article by Patrick Kidd. This is something that Number 10 has of course vehemently denied, calling it utter nonsense. But claims and rumours of ill health have always been good weapons for the enemies of politicians, especially those at the top. Look at what the supporters of Trump and Biden are claiming about their oppositions right now. But it carries a sharper edge where people can claim Boris is using illness to run away from the repercussions of his actions regarding the pandemic and Brexit. And I think the enemies of Boris and the enemies of Brexit will gleefully wield this one. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the merchandise link in the descriptions box below. So what do you think? Is no deal the only thing left on the table now? And will Bojo be history by February? Please share and comment, and Thank you for watching.